Your thoughts again going into this one for Game 5, 3-1 elimination.
Again, and maybe this seems delusional, but given that the Knicks differential in this series is +4 over 4 games, they absolutely could go and win this game. Sure. And I would not be shocked to see them push it to 7. I think you would push back is to say they're down 3-1 for a reason. The Knicks continue to win on the margins. They have so far imposed their identity more than the Sixers have, outside of Game 3 anyway. So it's a gut check game.
Why did they win Game 3, Kyle? Can you remind me?
Joel Embiid scored 50 points.
Oh, so they are better with him on the floor.
It's interesting, you know.
Would you change his minutes in Game 5?
Sure as hell would play him 44.
The whole second half.
To where you're not in the position where you do have to. It was a close game. So
no, well, I think Kyle's point was 100%
fix
correct.
The minutes of how you divvy them up.
I think they lost that game, and I think Nick panicked after they didn't extend the lead in third. I don't think changing the minutes is necessarily going to fix it. I think Nick has to have some resolve because I do think even if they come out and he sits for 3 minutes and the Sixers get outscored by 4 or 6 points, I think that's a better outcome than not having Joel Embiid be Joel Embiid for the final 8. So I don't necessarily think it's about changing the minutes. The change I would make, I want Kyle Lowry on the floor every minute that Joel Embiid is not. I think they tried to get Tyrese Maxey off ball at times, and they were having Kelly Oubre bring the ball up and Tobias Harris bring the ball up, and I want to see none of that. Put another legitimate ball handler, another legitimate creator. Fucking put Ricky out there. I don't care. Just don't have Kelly Oubre bring the ball up so you can run Tyrese Maxey off ball. I think they need to change the stagger so that Kyle Lowry is playing alongside Tyrese Maxey when Joel Embiid is on the bench. That's the one big change I would make. But in terms of minutes, I think even if you're in a position where you don't think you can get Joel Embiid 4 minutes of rest, I think you have to get Joel Embiid 4 minutes of rest. I think you have to be committed to that.
Maybe Mitchell Robinson plays, maybe he doesn't if it's Preston Sachua, which we were surprised, Rich and I, at the moment. How are they not winning these minutes when he's out there? Do you change up the backup minutes because he did not want to put Paul Reed in there? I don't know what the answer is. Is it going small with Nick Batum and Tobias Harris? I don't know.
I don't think it's that he didn't want to put Paul Reed out there. Although Paul Reed wasn't good yesterday. I think Paul Reed was, this was the one game in the series where he was pretty bad, I thought. And they do definitely attack the rim more with Paul Reed in there. But that's like they're going to attack the rim more if Nick Batum is playing small ball center too. You're not going to fix that. The only way to fix that is by playing Joel Embiid the whole 48, and we just saw that doesn't really work. I don't think it was so much that he didn't want to put Paul Reed out there. I think it was more that he didn't want to take Joel Embiid off the floor, which goes back to the big problem.
That's a good tropical punch, by the way.
There you go. You have to find a way, you have to, you're not going to put a good defensive lineup out there. And part of that is because the Sixers outside of Embiid just don't have any rebounders that you can count on. So you have to be able to score the basketball. I think putting Lowry on there with Maxey is the only realistic option they have to really change that calculus. It's not, I was joking that maybe you just run a 24-second violation every time down and have Tyrese Maxey throw up a prayer. Just limit the amount of possessions you have so that even if you're losing by 0.9 points per possession, there just aren't that many in that 4-minute span. That's a ridiculous suggestion. Don't get me wrong. That's Vivek Ranadive level of stupidity. But this has been so bad that there's almost some truth to it. I think you have to. We can
Justice
focus
for Vivek.
We can focus. Yeah, I have one guy cherry picking. We can talk about fixing the defense and the rebounding. I'm not sure you really can. I think you have to fix the offense as well in those minutes. You can't shoot 26%. And also get outworked on the glass, and also not stop anyone. You have to fix one of the three. I think Lowry to the non-Embiid minutes is the move.
Guard Mello says, play Bamba. Done.
I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with you there on that one. But I do think you do have to basically have everything on the table, right? You're eliminated if you lose the next game or any of the next 3. So
everything's up in the air. Yep. Everything. My question is very simple, and then we can get out of here. Do they have it in them? Do they have the resolve in them to win a game on the road? They've talked about backs being against the wall plenty. We saw them play playoff-style basketball in the last couple of weeks of the season. And when they get to the playoffs, while they play well, they're still down 3-1. Do they have it in them to have enough resolve to win on the road to force it back here to Philadelphia for a Game 6? So
I think they do. I'm not sitting here predicting they're going to win.
No, you said you wouldn't be surprised if there was a Game 7. Yeah.
And the other side of it is it would irritate more Sixers fans by them winning at this point, I think, because people are now ready to just give up on the season. It's like, oh God, another home game. And then we have to have the fan debate again. Look, I selfishly don't want to pivot into off-season mode yet. And
No.
so
We're
we
not
would
used to
love
this early exit.
No,
we're not.
used to the second round exits, of course, but
At least
even
that's 6 or
the
7.
first round exit was in August because it was in the bubble in Disney World, right? So I hope that they put together, even if they lose tomorrow night, I hope they put together an effort that shows like they're going down fighting, right? Like what you don't want to see is for them to lay down and the Knicks to blow them out. And we go into the offseason with just these catastrophic vibes. If New York is the better team, that's okay. Like it won't feel good in the moment, but you can at least come to terms with that. What you can't come to terms with is New York being the better team and they just outwilled you and outfought you and outbattled you. That's what I think would be unacceptable coming out of that game. So play hard, adjust the offense a little bit. Frankly, you got to run more pick and rolls in the fourth quarter. I could not stand how many plays were just post up, post up, post up, post up. Some of that's because Joel couldn't move. But that was the counter that they didn't go to against the Knicks defense and how they were set up against it. So some adjustments, maybe a rotation tweak here or there, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
We all silly like the mayor.